be fun. I already regret getting a swivel chair. Hey there, I'm Talia Kren, founder of Workweek Lunch. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, thanks for stopping by. Today, I want to show you my new kitchen and my new apartment. We're gonna do a little tour. If you haven't already noticed my new background that I'm working on, got a bookcase here that I'm excited to dress up more. A little backstory if you need it. I am living in Seattle. I'm from New York, but I live in Seattle. I've been here for a year. I moved here with a guy. It didn't work out, and now I'm here on my own in a new apartment, and I'm very excited about it. I moved in about 2 weeks ago, which is wild because I'm already so unpacked, and I'm really excited to show you this kitchen, and yeah, let's get into it. This was the first apartment that I saw when I was looking for apartments here in Seattle. When I saw the kitchen, I knew right away that I had to have this apartment because it has a gas stove. The little that I know of apartment hunting in Seattle and my budget, gas stoves seemed really hard to come by. In my old kitchen, I was using an electric stove, which was fine, but I definitely prefer gas to electric, just a personal choice. So when I saw that stove, I was like, yes, this is the kitchen, this is it. Of course, no kitchen in a rental is perfect. I can't gut this kitchen, nor do I want to, and do it all over, but it's good enough. So things I was looking for, other than the gas stove thing, I was looking for a dishwasher, which this one has, lots of light, which I definitely have more of in this kitchen compared to my old kitchen, and enough space for all my stuff. Of course, in this kitchen, I was missing pantry space. I actually went in and I added a pantry closet. There was some space against a wall, and that worked out perfectly. This is an amazing kitchen for one person, and it'd definitely be fine for two as well. So far, I'm absolutely loving the size of this kitchen and the way it's set up. I love that the sink and the dishwasher are next to each other versus in my old kitchen, I had the sink and the dishwasher like in a corner, and that for some reason was more awkward, but this is a lot better with like, it's all on the same kind of wall. I mean, I'm missing a garbage disposal. I mean, I could take it or leave it. I didn't have one in New York City, so it's honestly no big deal. So you'll see in this kitchen, I have tile counters. Again, not ideal at all. I really don't like the tile countertop. It's not really something I'm a huge fan of, and again, in a renting situation, it's something I can learn to work with. You know, I'm usually cutting on cutting boards, and so far cleaning it hasn't really been a huge issue. I know the tile counters, not ideal. Another thing you might notice is that everything in my kitchen has a place. I really, really, really do not like things on the countertops. So I am very selective about what lives my counter versus what lives in a cabinet. You'll notice that I have a toaster and my waffle maker and other small appliances in the cabinets because I just don't want them on the counter at all. I have my knives in a very specific place. I have my oil, salt, and French press. The French press, it's pretty, you can live on the counter. And of course, the one appliance that I will allow on my counter is my Vitamix because I want to be able to make smoothies easily. I want this to be accessible to me. I want to be able to just dump frozen fruit in the blender and go versus having to lug it out of the cabinet every time I want to make a smoothie. It actually helps promote that healthy habit for me. The microwave was left behind by the previous renter, so thank you, previous renter, for leaving me your microwave. It's great. That's another appliance that is allowed on the countertop. Totally cool with it. But yeah, everything else has a place. My Instant Pot is stored away in the island because I don't use it that much, where I keep my food processor closer to me because I use it more. And the Dutch oven is on display on top of the fridge. It's the only thing I will ever put on top of the fridge. I refuse to use the top of the fridge as storage. It's just gonna be a home for plants and my Dutch oven, that's it. I don't know, I just really like when everything has a home, and the less clutter, the better. Another thing you'll notice is that I have an entire cabinet dedicated to meal prep containers. I have way more meal prep containers than the average person needs. Even for one person, it's a lot, but I gave away half of them and I still had to hang on to the ones that I kept. I'll link them all in the description below. So yeah, this is gonna be easy. You know, I take them right out of the dishwasher and I'll pop them right in the cabinet above, making my life a lot easier. And you know what? I'm a meal prepper. I can have a whole cabinet dedicated to my containers if I want. I'm not sure what I would use that cabinet for otherwise, to be honest. I do have one of those Lazy Susan corner cabinet things, and that's kind of where everything I don't really need a lot lives, because it's really hard to get in and out of that thing. So things that I don't really need that much are gonna live in there. And then I decided to put my plates and bowls on the side of the island, because the upper right cabinet is really awkward for me as a short person to get in and out of. So I've only put like my mixing bowls in that cabinet, and I can easily just grab my plates and bowls on the side. It was my mom's idea to put that little IKEA, I think it was an IKEA or just an Amazon shelf in underneath the counter space there, and it is perfect. So in this tour, I'm gonna show you what I have in my cabinets, and I'm going to explain why I've set up my kitchen in this very specific way. But I wanna also point out that I just moved in, so chances are I will be moving things around as I cook more, because you can't really organize your kitchen until you've cooked in it a few times and you're taking notice of what you're reaching for and when. So there are chances are I might move things around based on my flow when I'm cooking. So I've only cooked a few times, and so far it's been great. But again, it's always a work in progress. All right, let's take a closer look at my kitchen. So as you can see, it's very similar in shape to my old kitchen, but there's much better light, which I love. And we have the dining area over there. In the den is my photography area. So let's start with the stove. I chose to hang some utensils over the stove because it needed something visual, and that was just a good place to keep them. There was a knife magnet here before, but that's just not a really good place to reach for a knife. It's nowhere near the cutting boards. I also have my meat thermometer there, which I'll link below. Love this stove, definitely a fan of it. Over here on the counter, I've got some oil, utensils, salt, my French press, my laptop stand, my mugs hanging, because again, I didn't have a good spot for them. I just thought visually it would look good, as well as my Vitamix, which I mentioned earlier. Those all belong on the counter. Below, I have these drawers. So the top drawer, like my old place, is gonna have all my spices in it, as well as my oven mitts. And I put some liners in the drawer to protect it so that it doesn't get all stained from the spices, but this is basically all I have. Let me know in the comments if you want more detail about what spices I keep, but they all fit pretty well in here, at least the ones that are in these bottles. I also have my little knife sharpener in there. And then below that, I decided to throw in all my random utensils. Again, this is not organized. I should probably get something to organize this, but I've got my pasta strainer, my scale, which I use every day for coffee, and just other random pieces of equipment that did not fit in the other drawer that I have. So again, this is a work in progress over here. And below that, I have some bakeware and a small cast iron skillet. I don't use these as much, but they fit pretty well in this deep drawer. So far, I've been here a few weeks, haven't touched them yet, but I'm sure I will. You can never overlook under the oven storage. Most ovens have this. I don't recommend storing anything in the oven because you will forget about it and you'll preheat the oven and something will be in there. So I've got my sheet pans and wire racks down here below. Not my favorite place to keep them, but you know what? I'm going to utilize that storage. Next to the stove, I have my bigger spices and the oils and vinegars that I use most frequently, as well as my toaster waffle maker and super cubes, which I will all link below. The coffee, tea, and sugar canisters I got from Etsy, I'll link that below as well. But these are some things that I'll just need to be able to reach easily when I'm cooking. So I have, again, like my cooking spray, my vanilla, some baking stuff, just stuff that I'm gonna want right around in the kitchen that I'm gonna need quickly. And also things that I need to be able to reach because I am not very tall and I don't want to constantly get out my step stool. All right, so over on this part of the kitchen, I'm keeping my compost container on the counter here and my knives. You can find the link to the knife stand below. This is a much better spot for the knives compared to over the stove because my cutting boards are really close to where the knives are, and this is also where I'll be doing most of my chopping. Of course, I have a microwave and my KitchenAid. I like to use the on top of the microwave as storage, so there's some like fruit and random vegetables in there. Down here, I've got my cutting boards. I really like this organizer for my cutting boards. It keeps them nice and neat. I also have this handy organizer I got from Target for my lids. It's worked really well for me. Got my food processor and all my pans down here. And on the top shelf back there, I have some random tins and bread pans for the oven. I don't use those as often, so that's why they're kind of tucked away back there. I don't love all my pans down here on the bottom, but it works. It's fine. You can see all my pots are kind of stacked up back there too. I can link all the storage stuff below. Again, I'm very minimal, it's just one, just cooking for one. I kind of like to have one of everything. That's really important to me. So moving on, this is my utensil drawer. So this is everything that's not hanging and everything that's not dumped in that other big drawer I showed you before. Got, smaller gadgets and utensils right here where I'll be needing them most. Again, you want things to be easy to grab. That was my priority. Like, what can I easily grab and where in my kitchen? So again, I only have one of everything. I'm really not someone that likes to have doubles. That's why I can have so much in such a small amount of space. And then over here I have my regular utensils, foil, saran wrap, all that stuff. This organizer has stayed with me since right after college, so I've had that organizer for a while. And here is the main event, the meal prep containers. Look at that. Look at my beautiful meal prep container cabinet. I'm obsessed with it. It's really good to store lids like this. By the way, get a big bin and store them vertically like that. It helps a lot, so you're not just like digging through your lids all the time. I'll link all my containers below. I have 4 main kinds of containers. I have some stasher bags, some mason jars in there, and some small salad dressing containers back there, and also my little ramekins that I use a lot while I'm cooking. But yeah, these are all kind of easy to reach for me right by the dishwasher because I use them the most of anything in my kitchen. I'm constantly washing meal prep containers. If you are too, you know the drill, you're a meal prepper. And on top, I have all of the containers I don't use as much, like lunch bots and bentos and stuff like that. Probably not necessary for most people, but very necessary for me was to dedicate a whole cabinet like this to containers. Over here, this cabinet is super hard to reach, so I just got some dinner plates, my mixing bowls, wine glasses, and I'm still working on what to put here. I have some cocktail glasses up there, but again, I really can't reach much. It's just such an awkward cabinet. Not a huge fan, but the mixing bowls are very key to keep near where I'm kind of doing most of my cooking and preparing ingredients on the counter. Oh yeah, and I got that little organizer on Amazon. I'll link that below too. So this little corner, this is a really awkward little cabinet, but I have extra containers I don't use often, more stasher bags. I have my measuring cups and the plates that I use for preparing ingredients. Like, you'll see those when I'm cooking. But yeah, I don't love this Lazy Susan thing. It's kind of broken, but whatever, it works. It's kind of where I'm shoving all of the stuff that I don't care about. I also have an extra toaster in there that I need to give away. Some other random stuff at the bottom here. Again, not a huge fan of reaching into this, so I try not to put things in here that I need often. So this is my pantry. I bought this on Amazon. It's one of the few things that I actually purchased. Oh, and then this is the island that I got on Facebook Marketplace. In my last apartment, I'm storing lots of random stuff like aprons, wine, my menorahs and dish towels are stored in here. On the other side, I have my Instant Pot, some other, and also like my alcohol for mixing drinks and stuff, placemats, just everything kind of random is thrown in here. But hey, it looks nice on the outside, And I keep the Instant Pot there because I really don't use it that much. It's not something I need regularly, so that's why it's over there. And then I have my deep freezer as well, just kind of tucked in the corner here. I need to fill this. It's not very full right now, cooking for one, but I think I'm glad I have it because I know it will get pretty full throughout the winter. I'm moving on to the pantry. So I got this pantry on Amazon. It's one of the few things I bought new for this apartment because I knew it was a very specific thing I needed here. So this is where I'm storing pretty much all my food because, as you can see in the kitchen itself, there just isn't a lot of room for the food. In the top part, I have the stuff I'm going to use the most, like all of my baking ingredients and dry grains, pastas, oils, all that stuff, like sauces and things I just need to grab easily are right up top here. On the bottom right, I have canned goods, and on the bottom left, I have stuff for my dog. In this drawer, I have extra cans, snacks, crackers, other pasta, just random little boxes that are tucked away in here. On the very bottom cabinet, I have extra bulk ingredients, so that's where I'm keeping the extra bulk oats and rice and everything else that I have from Costco. Yes, I still will be shopping at Costco even though I'm cooking for one now. As you can see, I have dog food in there too, some extra containers, extra canned goods, chocolate chips, just all the essentials. This is where I'm keeping all the stuff from Costco. And as you can see, it's not even totally full. I've organized this pretty intentionally. I love playing pantry Tetris. Here I have all of my kind of dinnerware, bowls, things I need to grab easily because that other cabinet was just way too awkward. So I'm glad I have this little guy to just keep all my bowls and plates that I need all the time for when I'm eating. I got these at World Market and Target, and those at Anthropologie. And then the bottom I have like dog toys and just other random stuff on the bottom here. So that's it, that's my kitchen. I really hope that this kind of helped you think about your kitchen and the way it's set up. If you have any questions, please drop them in the description. And I just want to say I'm so excited to cook for you guys in this kitchen and film videos. It is definitely better for videos than my last kitchen, so I'll be doing more of them. And if you want to see them all, hit that subscribe button, throw me a like, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.